Hi, are you thinking about moving to Montana? We've come to the right place. This is the Montana Real Estate Channel. And what we're doing is we go out and take a look at communities around western Montana, introduce you to, price points, areas, community landscape, landmarks. Today, we are going to be looking at 3 trailheads because living in Montana means getting out in the outdoors. If this is your first time to the Montana Real Estate Channel, you'll want to tap the logo down there on the lower right-hand side of your screen and be sure that you're notified whenever we come out with a lifestyle, culture, or real estate video about western Montana. I'm Craig Cyphers and I work with my daughter Erica at Cyphers Family Real Estate with Exit Realty Bitterroot South. And today we're going to go see 3 trailheads, and we hope you'll enjoy hanging out with us today in the great outdoors in the Bitterroot Valley.
So the main highway through the Bitterroot is US Highway 93, which runs north-south along the valley. And here we're driving south on Highway 93 to Bass Creek Road, and then we'll head off of Highway 93, head up west of Bass Creek, up to the trailhead, and on either side of the road is the Raffato Ranch, and the Raffatos have run this multi-thousand acre ranch for at least 3 generations, and it is just absolutely spectacular ground on the way up to the trailhead. When we get to the end of the road, we go into the Bass Creek Recreational area. So we'll describe what we have here. This is just an absolute spectacular area, and you'll always see folks enjoying the outdoors here. It looks like a small family here coming across Bass Creek on their bikes with the dogs. And we'll just drive down this area to the Bass Creek Recreational area, which includes Charles Waters Campground and also the Larry Creek Recreational area, all up in this area just west of Stevensville. Notice right here on the right-hand side, there's a little gauge that tells us what degree of the fire danger is. And as we all know, when we get into the forest interface, we have to be very conscious of wildfires.
So here we are at Bass Creek, and we're just 2 miles from Highway 93, so it's really easy to get up into this area. And we've got the Bass Creek Trailhead is just a half a mile up this way. Over behind us, and we're going to go up that way and take a look at the Charles Waters Campground, and we're going to go down over here and see the Larry Creek Campground, as well as the recreational area, the picnic area. So we'll take you through that.
Bass Creek Recreational area, particularly the Larry Creek, is very popular with horsemen, and there's an area for horse trailers to park and unload their stock. There's trails in the Larry Creek area, and of course the horses go into the backcountry as well. So it's a great area, and as you can see, we've got quite a little bit of activity the day we were there with the horses, enjoying the trails and going in many cases up to the lake. So this is the Larry Creek area. The Larry Creek area is great for, it's flat ground out here. It's not a lot of, we'll run out here, do training for endurance running, and you'll find the horses on the trails, some mountain bikes from time to time. And as you can see, nice groomed trails that hikers enjoy, and runners, and horsemen, and bicyclists, and it truly is a recreational area. And in addition to the trails, we also have picnic area, and the picnic area has, of course, picnic tables and areas there you can grill. They have restrooms, and it's very popular with folks. A lot of people get up there and have family reunions, class reunions, etc. In this area, it's for day use only. You want to respect all the folks around you. And just down the road here, we have the Charles Waters Campground. Charles Waters Campground, they have designated sites for bike campers So this is just 2 miles off the main Highway 93, where there's a big bike trail that goes all the way from Missoula down to Hamilton. And they've got special areas for food storage so that you hopefully don't get bothered by bears. And you've got your campfire and picnic table.
We're just going to head down here. We're just coming from the bicycle campsite, and there's a great little trail here we'll take down to Bass Creek. It is the weekend after Memorial Day, and the water's rushing pretty good, so it'll be great to see that. So here we go. Great little trail here. There it is, Bass Creek, coming right out of the Bitterroot Wilderness, Bitterroot-Selway Wilderness, here and outside of Stevensville.
Well, the Charles Waters campground is paved with that asphalt. We've got 26 campsites plus one double site. It's got including a 4 pull-through, 1 bicycle site that we saw earlier, and 1 horse site. There are also 1 accessible site with electric hookup, and the campground also has water accessible vault toilets, open meadow for activities, and accommodate RVs or trailers up to 70 feet. And please note that the bicycle site and horse site are reserved for those users until 6 p.m. daily, after which time, if no one is occupying them, they are considered to be available for, first come, first serve. And a campground host is available Memorial Day through Labor Day. Also associated, of course, with this is your Bass Creek recreational area that we saw over there with the Larry Creek and the horse, the picnic tables, the group camp area. So this is really a terrific resource in the Bitterroot National Forest. Really nice campsites too. They've got the fire pits, water is available, and of course then we'll have quick access to a variety of trails that go up to St. Joseph, Little Joe, and of course up Bass Lake.
Here we are at the Bass Creek Trailhead here in the Bitterroot National Forest, and just off to the south of us is the 7th largest peak in the Bitterroot Range, which is St. Joseph's. St. Joseph is at 9,587 feet, and as we go up Bass Creek, and we'll go up Bass Creek Trail here, the lake itself is just around 6 miles from where we're at, and you can bicycle up here to the wilderness area. Of course, you can hike all the way to the lake, obviously, and into the Bitterroot-Selway Wilderness. There are no e-bikes, and of course, you can take horses up there. So let's go ahead and just take a walk down here to the creek and up the trail a bit. So
we're at the trailhead there. I misspoke. St. Joe's is actually to the north of us and not the south of us. So we'll hop up the trail here a little bit, kind of see what it feels like, get a little bit of exercise. Get up the trail a ways. It's just beautiful. The bear grass pops out in the summertime, and the trail opens up into the higher alpine environments. Bass Lake is at 7,655 feet elevation, and the lake itself is at 93 acres. The green pastures down below the mountains are irrigated from waters that are held in the Bass Lake, as well as other glacial mountain lakes. The Bass Lake was dammed in 1887, and of course that allows it to be a reservoir for irrigation water. And now we're going to move on up to the next little spot. This is going to be Kootenai Creek, and we're going to go up Kootenai Canyon Creek and go up the trail. Trailhead's just up here a little ways. So the Kootenai Creek trailhead will take you into 2 different lakes, the North Kootenai Lake and South Kootenai Lake. And we have some nice homes on either side, nice pastures. It's really beautiful on this west side, very popular area.
here we are at the Kootenai Creek Trailhead, here just a little ways outside of Stevensville. It's actually where we started when we did our first video on the communities in western Montana. That was for Stevensville. So we're just a few miles west of Stevensville, Montana. And the Kootenai Creek Trail starts at about 3,575 feet and climbs 10 miles up to the lake at 6,318 feet. So it's over that 10-mile trail, about a 3,000 climb in elevation. And off to the north of us is Bass Peak, which is at 8,760 feet here in the Bitterroot Range. Here we are at the start of the trail of the Kootenai Creek Trailhead, but in the first half mile here is private property. In fact, it's property that I sold to a gentleman down under, and it is an 80-acre parcel over here that I sold a number of years ago, but he's a big rock climber, and there are a number of areas for rock climbing up here. A lot of the really good stuff is on that private land, but it's very popular with rock climbers, and we'll see Kootenai Creek is running high because this is the second week, or I think this is the first weekend after Labor Day, or Memorial Day rather. And so Kootenai Creek is going to be running pretty high. So let's go walk up the trail. We'll take a look at some of the climbing areas and get down on the creek.
As I mentioned to you, I sold this property and it's owned by Lauren. Lauren is got a number of high profile climbing locations on his property, and he's an avid climber, so he'll allow you to use those, and they'll want to know who you are and what you're doing up there, but you can get permission, and that information is on that sign back there. And so we're just going to hop up the trail here, pop down, and look at the water. This is Kootenai Creek is so cool, and you'll see what we're talking about. The trail goes up here ways, then it drops down again. According to various other parties, I think North Kootenai Creek is actually 11 miles up. But here we're just kind of pointing out some of the rock faces that are so popular with the climbers. And we're going to get a shot of the creek here in just a little bit. And another very popular activity up in Kootenai Creek is to get in this water with kayaks. It's great, and we're going to just have a little piece of that here in just a little bit. Super popular trail. We're going to see that we're going to be running into some folks along the way. Lots of times you'll see that parking lot full down below. It's a great hike up here, and so let's just keep rolling. Great drone shot of the canyon. You can see how the water is carved that stream down there. It's just a spectacular canyon. After a bit of a trek, here we are at North Kootenai Lake. It's just so tranquil. Look at that smooth water.
Hi, here we are at the Big Creek Trailhead here in the Bitterroot National Forest. Our lake is 12 miles up this absolutely beautiful trail. It's in the late afternoon. It's only about 3 o'clock, and you can see the dense timber here makes it fairly dark. We are at 4,157 feet here at the start of the trailhead, and the elevation rise to the lake over a 12-mile hike is 3,420 feet, and the lake sits at 7,218 feet. And to the north of us here is Heavenly Twins, and those peaks of the Heavenly Twins are 9,292 feet. And so we're going to Go up the trail a ways here, take a look at Big Creek. It's just fabulous. A wonderful outdoor entrance into the Bitterroot-Selway Wilderness area. And we're really focusing on the outdoors today, the three trailheads. And you can find these creeks run all the way down to the Bitterroot River. And so sometimes you can find some real estate, rarely, that will border these creeks. And those are very sought after properties. Whenever they come to the market, they're gone. So let's go on up Big Creek Trail. Here we are up the trail a little ways. We've got a little feeder creek coming in. This is the first part of June, so we're getting high water coming in, the snow's melting. And one thing about it, this is crystal clear water, but you don't want to drink it. Have you ever heard of Girardi? Could happen. So that'll give you the beep. We'll go up the trail a little ways. Here we are, right on Big Creek. And Big Creek it is. It's more like a little raging river. First part of June. It's like this. It's absolutely beautiful. So up about another 10 miles or so is the lake. And it's a fairly easy hike all in all, until the last mile, the last few hundred feet are really tough. When you get on top, look into the size of that lake. It's fantastic.
America, cruising down the trail. It's a great way to get some great exercise, breathe the fresh, crisp air of the forest. We love it up here. Oh, as you get further up the trail, a couple of miles, the trail does drop down to the creek. Sometimes you'll have water that'll be running in the trail, so you want to be sure to wear appropriate footwear, because chances are you could get your little toesies wet for sure. And when we get up the trail a little ways, there's always really cool spots that you can camp on the way up to the lake if you want to take your time or have some lunch, get some shelter. It might be raining. But kind of neat meadows down here in the bottom of the canyon, a little ways from the creek. And of course, there are places where you're going to have to cross over the creek, and they have these little bridges that facilitate that process. Several places along the trail, there are some bridges. We get closer to the lake. The trail does tend to get a little steeper. There's parts of it at the very end where we'd be going up kind of a set of stairs that are built into the mountain. And you can see that we're on the south side of the creek at this point. Water coming out of the lake at the spillway. The dam was put in 1892, but this could be a really treacherous area. You might get into some slippery rocks there. It'd be a nasty fall, so you gotta be careful. It's one of my favorite lakes. It's got great fishing. It's 242 acres, so it's a big lake, and it's absolutely beautiful. You'll love it. Go check out Big Creek Lake.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this video on trailheads in the Bitterroot. And I'm Craig Cyphers.
And I'm Erica Cyphers with the Montana Real Estate Channel, brought to you by Cyphers Family Real Estate since 1966.